Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Eric Coleman with IIST and I'll be the moderator for today's webinar. So many certifications are out there, should I even try and get certified? By Dr. Magdi Hanna. We're excited you're able to join us today. Set aside an hour to attend this webinar. This webinar is sponsored by IIST, the leaders in education-based certifications and training. For more information on how IIST can help you or your organization, please visit testinginstitute.com. This webinar is one of a series of free webinars offered by IIST. Be sure to join us for the next webinar in this series, Effectively Managing Your Requirements and User Stories using Ramana ALM by Dr. Magdi Hanna on October 6th, which is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. To learn more about this and other webinars in the series, go to testinginstitute.com. You may submit your questions at any time by using your question box in your GoToWebinar window. Today's presenter will answer as many questions within the time allowed at the end of today's session. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available for viewing within 48 hours at testinginstitute.com. At the end of today's webinar, you'll be asked to complete a short survey. At IIST, we strive to provide the highest quality educational resources for the public and would appreciate it if you could take a few minutes to complete this short survey. I will now turn the webinar over to today's presenter, Dr. Magdi Hanna. Dr. Hanna?
Thank you, Eric. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me today for this short webinar. And I'll try my best to be impartial as much as I can. Of course, it is obvious that the International Institute for Software Testing, which I am the CEO and the chairman of, has also certifications. But honestly, the reason that for which I am doing this webinar, honestly, not at all to try to sell anyone on the certifications by IIST. Because to me, if it is, if a certification does not sell itself based on the value it provides, then it's there's no value to it. I started to think about doing this webinar, and some of you might already been following me on LinkedIn, on my posts, on my reactions. I started to think about all that when I found stuff happening there that's really, really concerning me. And it would concern you if you are a true testing and QA professional who cares about the profession. I'm going to be blunt with you here. I thought about this specific webinar when I read about a company somewhere in Europe, and they refer to them with a name that's close enough to our name here, and they advertise that they will give you a certification for $29. You pay $29, you take an exam, like 10, 15 questions, trivial exam, you pass the exam, and you get certified. And of course, they say that certification for $29 is good for a lifetime everywhere in the world. This is ridiculous, in my opinion, okay? Without mentioning the name of the company, this is ridiculous. This is what concerns me about the software profession and the tester profession, because this is not fair for some of you who already know what you're doing and you understand how to do a good job, and you find out someone else who got a certification for $29 is pulling the job pulling the rug under your feet and taking a job that you were hoping to get only because they put that they are certified. And I'm also hoping that hiring managers are smarter than what we think, right? They're considering these things. I honestly do not know how possibly a hiring manager would look at a certification that was achieved in this manner. Okay, and I'm saying this clearly. Now, this is not the only one. There are a number of other certifications I'm going to share with you, because as I said, I will try to be as impartial as I can. My purpose here is to open the discussion about the value of certifications and whether you really should be certified or not. And then if you decide to be certified, what would you do? Of course, any one of you would say, yeah, of course, you're going to tell us if you decide to be certified, you have to choose the IIC certifications. No, I am not going to do that. But I will explain the difference between all types of certifications, and I will leave it up to you to decide. Now, the truth is, now IIST certifications are not really sold to individuals as much as they're sold for government and corporate America, because really it is companies, it is government organizations. We've certified people almost on every Air Force base, in every government, in every military site, and those are the organizations who really care to invest in their people, because we don't certify people for $29 and we don't certify people for $300. We don't give people an exam to pass and then we certify them. No employer on earth is interested in a certification where you go and take an exam and pass the exam and they get a piece of paper that says you are certified. In fact, most employers do not like that, because it means that you will be looking for a higher pay, or you'll be looking for a promotion based on that piece of paper. But employers do care about that you have taken courses, you have learned things, you have received formal training that enables you to do a better job, okay? So my goal here is to give you enough information to be able to evaluate certifications. And of course, I mean, we don't necessarily evaluate certifications by the number of people who have been certified. That's actually, it goes against any fair scale, because that certification for $29, you can imagine how many thousands of people are going to get that, because it's cheap, it's nothing. You could be certified right after you finish this webinar. You can go and look for that certification. They make it very simple for you. They give you on the website, say, here are the steps. Register, pay, get certified. Register, pay, get certified. $29. So if you're interested, certainly you could do that. All right, let's go on. With everything going on, I think now there is a certification hysteria there, and there's so many of them coming in, and even within the one single certification, like for example ISTQB, there are so many people who are offering the courses, the prep courses for ISTQB. Remember, for certifications like ISTQB, you take a prep course if you have to, if you'd like to, but you don't have to. We'll talk about that. But again, even if you decide to get certified by a specific provider, there are so many people who teach the course, and then you're not sure exactly which one to take the course from, and so on. So my biggest question here, which I want to ask everyone here and everywhere, everyone on the internet, everyone who's going crazy about certifications, I say, why do you even care to be certified? And I'd like to put that question out to you to get to get an idea from the attendees here. If you're willing to share with me why you want to be certified, why do you think you should be certified, go ahead, share it with me. I will share it with the audience without sharing your name, of course. And please be honest. And I don't want you to answer the question based on why do you think you should be certified. But I want you to answer the question, if you're thinking to be certified now, why is that? What do you want? What are you trying to achieve? Because there is always a reason for everything we do. I hope so. So go ahead, please share with me. Click on the questions panel and the questions tab, and share with me your reasons to be certified. Right, I'm being told that microphone is having a problem. Let me see if I solve the problem this way. Right, I'd like to see some feedback from you if possible. Let me see if I have anything here. So I got some answers here. One answer says, I feel that it will add more to my resume when looking for a job in my field. Makes sense, right? It will add more to my resume. Another answer says, get a better, oh, okay, answers are coming quick now. Get a better, higher paying job. More job prospects, opportunities to move forward in the career. All right, that's a very typical reason why people want to get certified. I'm sorry, to move forward in my career was a different person. So the first one, get better and higher paying job, more job prospects, opportunities. Another answer is to move forward in my career. Another answer, better understanding and need to know I am testing the right way, best methods. Thank you, Sharon. That's probably so far the best answer I would expect. Another answer says, I am trying to establish a QA group within an existing PMO. The project managers and BAs have certifications required by our employer. There is, I'm sorry, I have to scroll down here. There is a request for QAs to have something similar. Okay, reasonable reason. We want to be like everyone else. We can't work around people who have been certified in other fields and were not certified. Another answer says, with my company, the more certified we are, they can utilize us when it comes to contracts. I can see for a consulting / contracting companies who are performing services for other companies, they'd like to put that stamp and that acronym after every name, and they want to brag about the fact that all our contractors or consultants are certified. All right. I'm not criticizing any answer now, and I don't think I will. So the same person says, I don't really care of the actual certification, but instead the actual knowledge. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Because your company sells you to clients or prospect clients based on the fact that you are certified, but what you actually have in fact is a piece of paper that means nothing. And forgive me, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm actually building on your second phrase here, which is about knowledge. If you actually do not have the knowledge and all that you have is that you are certified, and you get there to your client site and you start not performing very well, at this time your client got deceived, and they got deceived by this certification that your employer sold them, but in fact it didn't mean anything. And I've heard this over and over again. I've heard this from many managers who said, I have people who have been certified and they don't even know how to write the simplest test case. Okay. Another answer will say, will make me more marketable. Okay, that's a typical reason why people want to get certified. Another answer says, certifications add weight to my resume. Okay, same typical answer. I want to start my career. I'm sorry, I want to start my career. I'm assuming this is the word career. You want to start your career, so you're going to get certified. Well, hopefully if I want to start my career or profession as a plumber, I would not just go and find a company that's willing to give me a piece of paper that says I know plumbing, but rather I'd rather know and learn actually how to do plumbing. Then I can seek certifications or not. So for this person who's starting career in software testing, I hope you're not going to get a certification that simply gives you a piece of paper that says you are certified, because, and this way you can start your career. Trust me, you're not going to start a career this way, and if you do, it's not going to take too long before you fail completely. Another answer says, I don't have a degree. I appreciate that. I've met a lot of very intelligent people who do not have degrees. So certifications will make me more marketable. Okay. Another answer, we are more valuable to the company. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about the value you provide to your company if you're certified in a little bit, because I'm sure you would agree that you're not going to be valuable to your company just because you went and you took an exam and you passed an exam and you got a piece of paper that say you're certified. I honestly do not know how you suddenly become more valuable. Okay, so that's why my presentation today will focus so much on knowledge and experience, which is more valuable, as you probably can agree, than the certification itself. Another answer, I have been working in QA field for 10 years. Well, then you proved yourself somewhere without any certifications. And I would like to get certified to know that my current techniques and abilities are among the best practices for QA professionals. That's a good answer. To continue here, also add to my resume and move up in the scale. All right, I shared with you some of the answers. And unfortunately, I'm going to express that the majority of them, I'm going to say about 80% of the responses I have seen are all about certifications adding more to my resume. Okay, certifications adding more to my resume. I'm going to share with you a story that I read this last week on what is called one of the forums that are open out there, called the Ministry of Software Testing. The Ministry of Software Testing. You can look this up, and you can even subscribe to it. There's a lot of good discussions there, and it got my attention, an article that someone wrote, and I think the title was a CV, and remember he's using the term CV because he is from Europe, a resume or a CV. He said a CV without certification. Okay, and he's explaining his story, and he said this. He said, I am looking for a job. I have been looking for a job, and I am not certified by anybody, and I refuse to be certified because of the bad rep around certifications. Brian, sorry if I'm adding a few words that you don't have exactly in your story. And of course, I told him that I'm going to share his story today. And he said on the section about certifications, he wrote something to the effect that he said, I am not certified by ISTQB, and I can explain why. I am not certified by ISTQB, or I am not an ISTQB certified. ISTQB is one of the certifications out there. So he said, I am not ISTQB certified, but I can explain why. Of course, you can imagine the gentleman is kind of hoping that a hiring manager will come and ask him, say why. And unfortunately, he said, I found that I'm not being called for interviews. He's not getting any interviews. So he decided to change his resume to say something to the effect, again, I'm not certified, but I work with other test professionals to help them improve their skills and their practice beyond ISTQB certifications. And he said only then he started to get some interviews. I guess what I like about the story is that, yes, hiring managers are looking for someone who's certified, but they're more looking for someone who really knows enough to help others improve and improve himself. Obviously, that gentleman that I'm speaking about does not believe that the certification would have added anything to his skills. And he was trying to be an idealistic, and he was trying to explain to the hiring managers that don't be fooled by those certifications, and I can explain to you why. But hiring managers did not care. So he said, forget about him. We're not going to bring him for an interview. So I suggest that don't write that extreme thing in your resume, but write something that effect that if you're not, I'm talking here if you're not certified. You know, if you're certified, just go ahead and put the certification, and hopefully you will get interviews. But I also suggest that even if you are certified, you need to add something that says your skills and your performance goes far beyond those certifications. You want the hiring manager to feel that you are not using the certification to say, hey, hire me, you're not going to find anyone better than me because I am certified. If a hiring manager gets that feel, they're going to throw your resume away. But if your hiring manager gets the feel that you're either not certified or certified, but you strongly believe in experience and the skills, and you do have the experience and the skills that goes far beyond the certification you have. That's really what's meaningful. Right. Let me share with you what I have brainstormed. And these are some of the answers I received from people when I did this webinar in the past. I mean, of course, I edited them slightly, but see what people are saying. I want to gain more knowledge that will help me do a better job. Okay, I think we've heard this from few people today. I want to gain new skills, and that's why you can see some redundancy here, because these are opinions or feedback from different people. I want to gain new skills that enable me to take on a new role or responsibility. Not just I want to get a new role or a new responsibility or get a new job. I want to get a new skills to enable me to get that. I want to contribute in a positive way to the success of my project and the organization. So if your project is an agile project, you do not want to be just anybody on the project. You don't want to be just anybody. No. You want to be that person who would help that project succeed. And you're not going to do this by simply having a piece of paper that says that you're certified. But you will do this only by having the knowledge and the experience to help the team succeed. Now, I liked this one very much. To improve the image and boost the credibility of the test profession in my organization. You know what's happening here, and I think we've heard this from at least one person today. When other people are certified, we also want to show that we, as test professionals, we can be certified. Okay, but again, if we're certified by passing an exam without learning anything new, so I don't know how this is going to improve and boost the credibility of the test profession in my organization. I think I can improve the image and I boost the credibility of the test team in my organization by acting professional, by being intelligent, by proposing good solutions to problems, by showing things that I can do that other people cannot do. The skills I'm talking about here. Someone said to demonstrate professionalism on the job, to be able to interact intelligently with the project team. That's very important, though. That's very important. If your project team, whether it is the tested team only, or you are in a larger team, or you are working on an agile project, you want to be able in a meeting or in any form of interaction, you want to be able to interact intelligently. First, you want to understand what people are talking about. If people are talking about continuous integration and how it works, you want to know how continuous integration will affect your job. If people are talking about a new approach that you're going to be following, if people are talking about user stories and how they're going to be using user stories in their development, you want to be able to interact intelligently about how this new approach is going to affect your job, and how can you do your job in a way that can affect other people's job. Is what I'm talking about. And the last one here, yes, we cannot deny it that many of us want to be certified to be able to get new opportunities. But I had to edit this last one, to be honest with you, because I took one of the things that some of you have provided. Says it boosts my resume, it adds something to my resume. I said, sure, it adds something to your resume, but you want to be able to pursue and earn a new opportunity. You want to earn the job. You do not want to be handed the job because you are certified. So here's what I've seen some hiring managers doing when a person says, I am certified by ISTQB or by any other certification. And we have a number of hiring managers, number of companies in the countries and in the government requiring that people get certified by a specific certification. And I just received an email this last week from a large contractor in Korea, and they said Samsung and many large companies in Korea are making it very clear that they do not want anyone being certified by ISTQB. I know this sounds bad of me to say, but I have the email. In fact, I am meeting with those people next week. They are here in the United States. They requested to meet with me because they said they have large contracts with Samsung, and Samsung does not want to accept any contractor who is certified by ISTQB. That can tell you something. All right. Not bad mouthing ISTQB, because I think what I can say about ISTQB, anyone else can say. The thing is that ISTQB, the people who are running it are great, all right? But there is an exam you have to take, or depending on what certification you take. And taking the exam and passing the exam does not help you know anything new. So it is what it is. It is what you already know. So you tell me you're certified by a certification like that. I said, okay, so what does it help you with? So some hiring managers are doing the following. They're saying, if you say I am certified, the first question you're going to get in an interview says, what did you learn in that when you got this certification? You got to be able to answer this. Or how did the certification make you a better person? How did the certification help you become why should I hire you? Because you are certified. How would you answer that? You're going to say, well, I am certified, so you got to hire me. No. You would have to explain what you learned through that certification process that makes you a better person than other people. So in a way, you have to have with you everything you learned from that certification. You say, for example, well, I know how to do this and this and this and that, depending on what you learned, if you learned something. Now, if you took one of those certifications that's $29 and you took an exam, 10 questions or 15 questions, and you passed it, I don't know what you can say. All right. There are two approaches out there for certifications. One of them is what I refer to as exam-based. And those are all the certifications that are out there that allow you to take an exam, pass an exam, and if you pass the exam, you get certified. You can study for the exam on your own, or you can decide to take what they call a prep course. However, that prep course is not required by any one of those certifications. Even ASCQ, the American Society for Quality, which I respect a lot. I respect it because of the body, I respect them because of the body of knowledge they have. Okay? But let me tell you this. It is impossible to pass the exam unless you take courses. And you don't just take any courses. You have to take courses from really good providers. Because ASCQ, American Society for Quality, does not want to certify people just based on passing an exam. Although their criteria is to pass an exam. Okay? But as I said, you will not pass the exam for ASCQ unless you really understand things. Okay? Now, the truth is ASCQ does not have a testing certification, but they have a certified software quality engineer. If I'm remembering this correctly, it's a CS, not CSE, certified CSQE, certified software quality engineer. So it's a quality management certification that's much more global than testing certification. And here's another organization. So I've listed here QI, the Quality Assurance Institute. The QI existed for a long time. In fact, the QI existed before the International Institute for Software Testing, which is our company, have been founded, because we were founded in 1999. We started to do the first certifications in 1999. QAI existed before that. And QI have certified a large number of people, thousands and thousands of people, based on submitting an application and a dossier or something that explains what you know and what you don't know. Or actually, it's almost experience letter that says, here is what I've been doing over the 3 years. Please certify me. Okay, and they certify a number of people, like a large number of people, in fact. With all my respect to those people who are certified in this manner, and my respect to them, because in fact they do know what they're doing. But that's how QI certified people. Then after that they added an exam, so you have to take the exam now in order to be certified. ISTQB has the same thing. They certify people by passing an exam, and the ISTQB has a number of certifications. I think every month I see a new certification on ISTQB. Okay. And now ISTQB done a good job in building those testing boards in different countries, and they did a good job in marketing, that they are known everywhere, and they certify large number of people. Okay, because you can go on the internet now, you can apply for the test, you can pay the fee, I think it's $300 or $400, I can't remember, and you take the exam and you get certified. Okay, it comes to my attention a story. I was actually invited to a conference a number of years ago, and in the conference there was a debate and discussion about certifications, and they invited myself, and they invited a person from ISTQB, and I believe she was a director of the American board. They invited QAI, they invited Kim Kainer, who at the time was promoting what he called self-certification, that you don't need to be certified by anybody, but rather you can certify yourself. And he says you can read and you can say, yeah, it's a good approach. I mean, you can read, of course. We want you to read all the time. But anyway, I do remember in that debate, the person, every one of those companies was given the chance to get up and to speak about their certification. ISTQB brought a customer of theirs who certified, if I remember correctly, who certified 400 people. 400 people using the ISTQB certification. And the gentleman stood there, and the gentleman was from a large company, and he was the global VP or director of quality across. And he said, we certified 400 people, and so he's supposed to testify for ISTQB. And I'm going to tell you this, which this story is known because I believe it was recorded at the time, and I think we put it on our website for a while until our website got changed. We removed the recording, but I think that everyone of ISTQB person was there, so he knows this, and I'm telling you exactly what happened. So the person stood there and said, we certified 400 people. We asked them to take the test to be certified. We did not ask anyone to take courses. Yeah, a large number of people passed the test and they were certified. And the gentleman was supposed to explain why he chose ISTQB versus other certifications. And I was shocked or surprised to hear the person standing there on the stage saying, well, we picked up ISTQB because it was cheap and was easy to get, did not require us to take any training. And if we had the money and if we had the time and if we really wanted our people to learn the new techniques, we would have taken the certification from the International Institute for Software Testing. And I was sitting there, and the lady who was the director of ISTQB American board was sitting there next to me, and she looked at me, she said, he's testifying for you, not for us. So that's how I heard. So I got up after that. I'm supposed to talk about our certifications. Everyone was laughing, and I said, I don't think I want to talk anymore after that. Okay. So yes, I am sort of talking about the value that the value that we provide at IIST. It's all about how much you learn. It's all about how much you learn. So the approach that IIST takes, and IIST is the only company that takes that approach, is from the beginning we called it education-based. Because remember, my background is a university professor. I worked as a university professor for a number of years. Then I founded IIST in 1999. In fact, at the time I founded IIST, I was a professor of software engineering at the University of St. Thomas, a very reputable university in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. And so I was teaching in the master program. So I know what it takes to teach people some useful stuff. So from the beginning, remember we came out, and ISTQB did not even exist at the time, believe it or not. Oh, I forgot to add here another certification, by the way. It's called ISEB, International Software something. It's from Europe. It's from the UK, ISEB. It existed even before ISTQB. So when IST was founded in 1999, the only one that existed at the time is QAI. Okay, QAI. And intentionally, IST decided to take a very different approach. In fact, in 1999, when we had the press release out, I got a call from the CEO of QAI, because we had some professional relationship. I wouldn't say it's personal relationship, but it's a professional relationship. He said, Magdi, what's going on? I saw your press release. Are you really going to start certification program? I said, yes. He said, are you going to compete with us? I said, no. You certify people based on submitting an application to explain what they have done over 3 years. I am not going to do that. IST is going to teach people how to become good QA professionals. Okay, we're going to give them the information they need to boost the credibility of the field. And of course, I can't remember. So you can imagine the discussion did not go very well, to the point that at the end of the call, he said, well, you're supposed to come and speak in our conference in a month, right? I said, yeah. He said, I don't think you should come. I said, fine with me if you don't want me there. But it was clearly that it's a different approach. It's different approach. It's education based. I am very much for education. I want us to be educated. You can be educated any way you want. You can educate yourself by reading books. If you are that person who's self-motivated, who knows how to search and find literature and and now Google has tons of stuff there. Okay, you can search the internet for a lot of things. Don't come and take anything from IIST, please. If you know how to read, how to learn, you are a self-learner, that is great. That's what I want you to do. In my courses, in my webinars, I always ask people that. I says, when was the last time you read anything about software testing? And I don't get people reading. So because of that, IIST is like school. We are not a certification body. We are a school to teach people stuff. And that's why you don't get certified by simply passing an exam. Very interesting, because getting certification by passing an exam is what we call at the university level test out. When I was teaching at the University of St. Thomas in the Master of Software Engineering, I was teaching courses in software quality. I was teaching courses in software development methods and techniques. And I get those project managers and those development managers who says, do I need to take the course? Can I just take the test? And I say, no, you have to learn. And I've encountered a lot of people who think that they are good project managers and good development managers for coming to do their master's degree, and they think they're going to get the master's degree based on their experience. And they want to test out from some of those courses. Okay, and I've never allowed anyone to take a test without taking the course. That's the way it is. Now, of course, if you take a course and you find out that you didn't learn anything because you've known all the stuff, that's a different story. Then as a university, we can go back and look into why are we requiring people to take that course and how we can improve the course to add knowledge to you, because that's the purpose of education, is to help you learn more. Okay. So if a course does not, and that's what we do at IIST every month and every year. We look at the courses, we look at the feedback that comes from our customers, and I want you to know this. When you take a course from IIST, the feedback you fill out, a copy of that feedback comes to me personally in my email. If I look at my email now, I'll show you that I have email that says an evaluation form has been submitted. I click on it, I see the course, I see the instructor name, and I see what the customer said about the course. And another copy of this goes to the office, another copy goes to the instructor. And we read this every day. And I speak with instructors if there is something to be addressed. And one of the questions is how much you learned in this course. And if a person said not much, then I have to go back and speak with the instructor, because our purpose is to teach people stuff. I'm sorry that I'm kind of sounding like I'm giving you a sales pitch about courses in IIST, but really what I'm trying to do is to give you the difference between an exam-based certification where you take an exam or you even take a prep course. And now the prep courses you take, if they're focusing on passing the exam, my God, I've seen a lot of embarrassing stuff on the internet. When you go into some of the discussions, like there is another thing called software testing help. Software testing help. So I came across again last week about a certification form, some people, and how many people are asking about sample exam questions and answers. Sample exam questions and answers. And there is a term that I've seen being used a lot. Says, does anyone have a dump of the ISTQB exams? Does anyone have a dump of the ISTQB exams? I said, what's dump then? And later on, I learned that the dump is questions and answers. So not sure exactly what you hope to learn from an exam. By the way, I remember taking one course like that when I was in college, okay, back in Egypt. It was organic chemistry, because my undergraduate degree, by the way, is in petroleum engineering. So there was a course. I think it was organic chemistry or analytical chemistry or something like that. Was kind of chemistry. The professor who was teaching it was terrible. He did not know how to teach. He did not have time to teach, but he was giving us about 150 questions and answers to those questions. 150 questions and answers. And we were supposed to memorize those, and the exam at the end of the semester is going to be out of those 150 questions. I think I got a B in that course. Now, did I learn anything? I have zero knowledge on that field, on organic chemistry. I have zero knowledge because I memorized the answers. So that's what I'm talking about. There's so much. If you want to take an exam, whether it's QI or ISTQB, I'm going to suggest that go ahead and first try to solicit some exam questions and answers and just pass the test. Okay. So education is important. And yes, we have body of knowledge, and yes, and it's not like we're just giving you a bunch of courses. It's a very well-designed program that says if you want to get a certification, say, for example, in agile testing, you can get the practitioner level or you can get the master level, but you must get the practitioner level first. And in order to do that, you have to learn the following topics, okay? And those topics are being taught in courses, okay? And we allow people to take courses from outside the IST. We don't care, but not too many though. I mean, only about 20% of the courses you can take from somewhere else. If you feel that another place provides a course, it's very much like when you were in college and you were able to take courses from some other place, and you get credit for that. And you take those courses from another place for any reason. Either the course was cheaper or the course was helped you to learn something that's more relevant to what you're doing. So we allow the same thing. So to be honest with you, we designed the certification programs at IST very much like the master's degree that I was teaching in for a while. Okay, you got some elective courses, you got some required courses, you can choose whatever you want. All right. So very quick here, because I see we have only about 12 minutes left. If you want to evaluate any certification, whether it's IST or ISTQB or QI or whatever, ask yourself those questions. What I am going to learn, is it relevant to my job? Is it relevant to what or they're going to give me something that someone else in Europe or somewhere decided that I must learn those regardless of what I'm doing? If the body of knowledge was designed, or if the courses you have to take were designed totally in isolation of what you want to do or what you want to learn, or the state of the art, or what I call this, the best practices. I mean, you're looking for best practices. You say, does this body of knowledge I'm going to learn, does it have best practices or have some? The truth is, most of these have material from textbooks. People who are in the boards who provide those body of knowledges, they're written books over the years. So some of the material are in textbooks. Well, guess what? You can get the book and read. And then you have to decide how you apply this to your job. How much would you learn in the process of getting certified? That's really what's important. As I said, the goal is not the certification. It is what you're going to learn. Most importantly, really think about your current employer or your future employer, how they're going to value the certification. How are you going to present yourself with that certification to your, future employers if you're looking for a job? Now, I have reason to believe that you can only learn from people who've got experience. If you got an instructor who's teaching you an exam prep course, and that instructor has taken the course material from someone else who wrote the course material. So the person who's teaching you is not the person who wrote the course material. So as a result, he or she do not have any experience to give you. They're just simply reading the slides. Don't do that. That's a waste of time. You got to ask about how much experience does the person have with the material they're teaching. Well, but of course, if the material being taught is straightforward textbook material, then there is nothing to learn and no experience is needed. I mean, I get people every week saying, I want to come and teach for you. And what they're hoping that they come and we give them the course material to teach. And I say, that's not what we do. In order to teach for us, tell me what you have been doing. I want a detailed resume about all the projects you worked on, and most importantly, what topic are you experienced in that you can actually teach? And we're not going to give you a course material. You would have to write your own course material. Why? Because if you're not capable of writing your own course material, then you don't know anything, and you're relying on someone else's knowledge to teach. So that's why, strictly speaking, all our course material is owned by the instructors. The instructors write them. That's why if I want someone to teach something like, say, for example, test automation in agile projects or mobile test automation, I have to get the expert who knows how to do this, who've been doing this for years, and he or she can write the course material and they can teach it. I can claim that I can write course material on any topic, but I don't do that. To me, that's very important. Remember in the days when you were in college, you were given the opportunity to choose certain courses to take. There are some required courses or some elective courses. A program, if it's going to help you to learn, it needs to give you those flexibility. So if I have to dictate what courses you must take, then you start to be concerning whether those courses are really relevant to what you want to learn or not. But guess what? For example, if you have to learn requirements, if you look at any certification at IIST, it gives you the body of knowledge. And when you say, okay, body of knowledge, for example, frameworks for test automation, you can see 2 or 3 courses on frameworks, and you can choose which course of frameworks you want to take. If there is a body of knowledge that says you must learn about requirements, for example, requirements, you can actually go and click on that body of knowledge, and that certification says, okay, what courses can I take? And we give you the freedom to select courses on requirements that satisfies that body of knowledge, but you choose which course you want to take. We don't tell you what course to take. There are certain areas that you have to take specific courses because they're very specialized. Okay, but you get someone who want to be certified, and they're supposed to learn the requirements. Well, there are, I think we have at least 8 or 9 courses on requirements. You can select any one of them to take. And that's, to me, that's a power. Why? Because if you are working on an agile project, you can take a course on requirements within an agile project. If you are, if your organization is heavy with user stories, you can take a course on user stories. If your organization is heavy with use cases, for example, you can take a course on use cases. But all these are courses that are considered to satisfy that area of the body of knowledge. That's something very important in my opinion. Now, being able to advance in your career does not come with the piece of paper, but comes with the knowledge you learn. So as a result, ask yourself the very critical question. I am going to be certified by ISTQB or QI or whatever it is, or IIST. Will I become a better person? Will I become a person who knows more and be able to meet more challenges after the certification? What were you before the certification and what you became after the certification? After the certification, you became certified. Is that really all what you're looking for? If that's all what you're looking for, then go ahead and take the cheapest certification. $29 will do. All right. Few facts here I want to share with you very quick because I have only 4 minutes left, and I will certainly, I'm going to look here if I have any questions that I need to answer. No questions. All right. We now agree that the value of any certification program depends on how it helps you achieve your professional goals. Okay. You can learn on the job. A lot of people say, I'm learning on the job. I gained a lot of experience. But I don't know if you're learning best practices on the job or not. Okay. I doubt it. I've been in many organizations and they've been testing for years and they get shocked when I started teaching them very simple stuff. They say, we've never done that. And very simple things that are really best practices. That's what you're looking for. I don't think there are books out there that says best practices. Although some book authors will claim that they're giving you the best they know, but that's the best that they know. But that's why, when you learn from a variety of people, you learn a different point of view, you learn from different experiences, you get more knowledge. Now, I have been saying this since the first day we founded IIST. Education is important. Education is very important for every profession. I don't know how we hope to advance the profession of software testing in the QA without education. Without education. Now, those exam prep courses do not give you education. They give you questions. They prepare you. And I don't want to generalize here because some of the people who teach those prep courses are people I know very well, and they're good people. They're good people that you can learn from them in general outside that prep course. Okay, without mentioning names, because if I mention any name now, it would mean that I am just bothering to someone. But there are good names out there who teach those prep courses. And as I always say, you could learn from those people in a different context if you actually take a course from them in the topics they know. But when they teach the exam prep course for one of those certifications, you don't learn much because they are bound by what they must teach you to pass the test, because their goal is one thing, is to pass the test. Because if you don't pass the test, guess what? They're going to get bad reputation. No one's going to take the course from them anymore. I suggest that you always read books as much as you can. Okay. And learning is very important. It's a continuous process, but learning from other people is very useful. I'm gonna stress on that. Most, if not all, exam prep courses, whether it is ISTQB, QI, whatever, they focus so much on passing the exam. And as I said in my LinkedIn article that I wrote recently, I said, unless you're lucky and you're taking the exam prep course from a person who's willing to deviate from the body of knowledge of the certification to teach you something useful, but then you would not have much chance to pass the test because they're not following the body of knowledge. Keep that in mind. Passing an exam or even taking a prep course does not really improve your skills. Okay, here are all, I'm going to close with this slide here. Here are all certifications from IST. The first line here is what we call general testing certification, certified software tester, professional, associate level, practitioner level, master level. Then you move here to the agile certifications. We have 2 levels, practitioner and master. Then we have the mobile testing certification here. It's only 1 level. That requires you to take 4 courses. Then we have certified test lead, certified test manager, practitioner level, and master level. Then this line here is for test automation. We have certified software test automation specialist, and the next level is the architect level. And this last certification is the highest level certification you can achieve, which is certified software quality manager, which is not a test manager. This is very different from this. I'm gonna peek here to see if there's any question I need to answer. I got a comment from someone here. Tim says, we should then avoid ISTQB as it is more about passing the test. I am sorry to make that very clear. And Tim, yes, you're absolutely right. I don't know who you are. You might be trying to get me in trouble. You might be working with ISTQB, but your statement is 100% correct. We should then avoid ISTQB as it is more about passing the test. It is more about passing the test. I'm going to repeat that. It is all about passing the test. That's it. That's all what I'm going to say. Another comment here, I prefer to learn and increase my knowledge base while also gaining certifications. While gaining some professional advancements, if appropriate, education courses that lead to certifications are then preferred. Of course. Okay, you take courses, it's like what you did in college. You take courses that teach you stuff that you can use. All right. I want to start my career like software tester, which the first step to do. The first step to do is to learn. Now, go first on the internet, go on Google, there's so much free stuff there. Even if you go to the International Institute for Software Testing, testinginstitute.com, there's a lot of free webinars, okay, that you can learn, okay? Then start to small. Start with a course, like we have a course that's for $99 called Understanding Test Cases, Requirements, all that stuff. It's a 4 hours course that gives you, and I'm going to tell you, that gives you all that you need to start. Okay, and then from there you decide what to do. Diana says, if we have certifications from other institutions, do we need to start from the beginning with IST? That's not true. IST uses certifications from ISTQB and from QI as a prerequisite for our certifications. The first level certifications we have here is the CSTP associate level, okay? Now, the foundation level from ISTQB kind of replaces this. So if you want to go, for example, here to get an Agile certification, okay, the prerequisite for Agile certification, I mean, you can read about all these certifications on the website, and it tells you exactly which almost certifications from ISTQB and from QI are used, are considered, are used as a prerequisite for some of the more advanced certifications here. So you can go here, for example, and achieve the Agile certification, and you'll see the prerequisite is one of the basic certifications, which is either this one or the one from ISTQB or QI. If you wanna do, for example, the software test lead, the certified software test lead, a prerequisite would be ISTQB certification or QI certification. So please read the prerequisites for each one of our certifications, and you'll see that we can use a lot of those certifications from other organizations. All right. No more questions to answer. Thank you very much for being with me for this 1 hour. My apology to go few minutes beyond my time here. I hope I was not too heavy on selling you the IST certifications. I only wanted to to clarify things, because honestly, I see there's a lot of ignorance out there on the internet when it comes to certifications, and people are carried away. There is whole discussions on this place called Software Testing Help that drove me to respond or to write something 2 days ago. It says, you guys are realizing it that you are focusing so much on how to pass a test. Is that how we want to advance our profession? Everyone is asking questions about the ICTQB certifications. Where are the tests? How can I find the tests? Where are the courses that can give me exam questions and answers? And some people advertising courses that say, we will give you 100 exam questions and answers to guarantee that you pass the test. What is going on with the test professionals? Have we been that ignorant to look for places to help us pass a test, so that I can have a piece of paper that says I am certified? Thank you so much for listening to me. Yeah, good luck with your learning experience, whether it is from any organization or if you cannot afford to take courses from anybody, please just educate yourself, go to the internet and learn and learn and learn. Thank you again. Eric?
Thank you, Dr. Hanna, for your time today, and I want to thank everyone for joining us for today's webinar sponsored by IIST, the leaders in education-based certifications and training. For more information on how IIST can help you or your organization, please visit testinginstitute.com. Again, be sure to join us for the next webinar in this series, Effectively Managing Your Requirements and User Stories Using Ramana ALM, which is tomorrow, October 6th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. To learn more about this, go to testinginstitute.com. You can follow IIST on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube to find out more information about IIST news, events, and promotions. Thank you all again for joining us today, and have a great day.